Hey, have you heard? Four-Legged Life has a new digital newsletter. Here, let me show you how you get yourself subscribed. So you just type in Four-Legged Life, and that'll take you to the website. There we go. And this magic thing just appears, and you type in your email address. I'll use, let's see, how about coolestdogever@gmail.com. That's me. And then you just click on this thing here. There you go. It's the new digital newsletter from Four-Legged Life. Get subscribed today.
Raise a paw if you agree that anxious feelings are not limited to us humans. You know, our pets can feel anxious. They can feel unsure. They can feel worried. Our special guest today is on a mission to help all of us, including our pets, feel more confident. She's here to share her latest achievement. It's a must-read book called Worried Whippet, a book of bravery. Please give pause and applause to Jess Bolton. Welcome to the show, Jess.
Hi, Arden. It's great to be here.
Oh my gosh, Worried Whippet. You had me at Worried Whippet. We need to know the source of inspiration for this book, and I think it's a little comical in a way. Your name is Jess Bolton. What is the name of your whippet?
Unfortunately, also Jess.
What's the backstory?
No, I get really embarrassed about this every time I have to introduce us at the dog park. But no, we rehomed Jess about 5 years ago now, and her name was already Jess. And we sort of thought about it, but she came with a bucket full of worries, and we didn't have the heart to add to it by changing her name, so it stuck. So do you have a new nickname when your husband's calling you now? So you don't get confused? No, but he uses a different tone of voice, like I can tell.
And obviously you are across the pond. Where in Great Britain are you residing?
In Gloucestershire.
Okay. And how far is that from London?
It's about an hour and a half on the train from London. It's sort of on the edge of the Cotswolds.
Okay. How did you come to adopt Jess, the whippet, 5 years ago? And I understand you were like the third house.
Yeah, so we're her third home. We don't know everything about her background, but what we do know is that she was bred as a working dog. She got the sack. She's a bundle of nerves, so I can see why that might happen. But she ended up crated in somebody's backyard, basically, for the first 3 years of her life.
Oh my gosh.
So very under-socialized and very fearful. She then went to live with somebody who had her for a year and bred a litter of puppies from her. And she was also living outside there. So not a pet, not a sort of home, really. And by the time she came to us, she was very sort of distrustful and anxious and fearful, as you can imagine.
So what's your husband's first name? Please tell me it's not Jess.
It's Oliver.
Okay. What was it that made you say, we think Jess is going to be a great dog with us?
Well, when we went to meet her for the first time, she was so sweet with us, and especially with Oliver. She was obviously a bit nervous, but that bond was really evident from the beginning, and we loved that. We knew we'd wanted a whippet and a sighthound for a long time. They're lovely dogs, really gentle and sweet, and we just fell in love with her.
How old was she when you got her, and how old is she now?
She was 4 when we got her, and she's 9 now.
And is this your first book that you've written?
Yes, yeah, it is.
There's a lot of people out there that are authors. Humbly, I've written several books, but my background was in newspapers and journalism. But this book, it is called Worried Whippet, but I love it. It's a book of bravery. We want to give a shout out to your illustrator too, Anna Pirelli. Is that the right pronunciation?
Holly, yeah, she's fantastic.
So what made you say, I need to tell Jess's story to help the 2, 3, and 4-leggers out there?
Well, I started sharing Jess's story in 2019 on Instagram, and it was a dog account. I just wanted to share pictures of my dog. But the more I talked about her and her anxieties, the more I found that it resonated with people. It really took off in the first lockdown, where I think the things that Jess was anxious about were the same as the things that we were all worried about, like leaving the house and meeting new people and being in situations that feel uncertain and scary. And it just seemed to really explode. And since then, I've been telling her story, not just for other parents of anxious dogs, but also for anxious parents like myself. Yeah, the story is very much about her, but there's also a lot of sort of me and my experiences that comes through in there as well.
It sounds like Jess loves the beach, and I've seen the Instagram and TikTok videos with Oliver. This dog can move and make a quick turn, but what's the deal with chips and seagulls?
Well, where we live, there are lots of urban seagulls. It's a big thing in the UK, and we take Jess. We can't leave Jess at home, so we take her with us wherever we go. So if we go to a restaurant, we're sitting outside, and the seagulls will just swoop and try and steal the food off your plate, which, you know, as much as we don't like it, we can cope with it. But Jess sort of ends up underneath the table sometimes. You know, it can be a bit of a shock. The other day, we took her to the pub with Otto, and a seagull pooped in their bed, and it led to us having to take them both home trembling in fear.
Oh my gosh. So we have two dogs. Otto is not a whippet. What is Otto?
He's an Italian greyhound.
Okay. And how long had Otto?
About 6 months.
Okay. And how is he and Miss Jess doing?
They absolutely love each other's company. They got on like a house on fire. We were very careful with the instructions. We did a lot of research and we were determined to get it right. And it's really paid off. They just love each other.
So do you and your husband ever go to dinner inside a restaurant, or is it always outside where there's dog friendly?
Until recently, always outside. But recently we've started leaving them at home with some friends of ours who dog sit them for us. So this evening we're going out for dinner, just the two of us. I know it still feels really strange. Like we kind of look at each other like, is this happening? Have we forgotten a dog or something? But it's real.
But what I'm hearing, Jess, is love. You know, all of us have fragile parts to ourselves. And it sounds like you knew that in Jess, and you wanted to make sure she always felt loved. And what a commitment for you and Oliver. How long have you two been married?
A couple of months. We got married in June. Been together about 7 years.
Nice. So what a great mate to have when you have a dog who's anxious and you got a mate that says, I'm in. What do you think about his help on your dog?
I think he's extraordinary. His bond with Jess in particular, you know, I'm her second favorite person. He's very much the first. And they have the same name. I know. We've got something in common. But no, their relationship is really special. And, you know, both Ollie and I have had to sacrifice quite a lot in service of this dog and our love for her. And yeah, we're all in.
Thanks so much for making our tails wag by watching this guest interview from Arden Moore's Four-Legged Life.